Hello, welcome back to Sabretooth and Nethemba, where we care about your security. There's a mark on the wall. It's bugging me. I need to get rid of that. It's distracting. Okay. Last time on Hack the Box, we did 1010, but as today is Try Hack Me Tuesday, the last Try Hack Me box we did... less said about that one, the better. Okay. Sudo open VPN. And today we are doing, what's on my list? Mustache. Is that spelled right? I always thought it was with an O. The other one, Mustacchio. I'm sure that was it. Maybe there's a H in it. There we go, it's here. Oh, easy boot to root machine. Fantastic. And it's easy. So why not? Let's just do something. I mean, to be fair, expose was easy, apparently, but it was overly easy. But Rick was like, you know what? If you want to get back into easy ones without being walked through everything, a trickier one is Mustacchio. I was like, well, trickier, easy one, if you say so. If you say so. I'm never going to spell that right more than once. So let's start with adding the subnode with a capital M. And we can also make a new box. Oh, probably before I even start doing stuff like this, I should start the machine. Join room. 45 minutes. Cool. Let's just get this done. Let's get this done. I've actually been told by somebody else that they had trouble with this one. So I'm not sure really how crazy this is going to be. But we'll find out. And if I get stuck on an easy box, then I'm going to delete my channel, I think. Okay. Probably shouldn't say stuff like that, because we all know it may happen one day. Is my IP still 10.11 13445? It is. This one I kind of know, but I need to think about it. It's not as easy as the other one, which I can't remember anymore. Was it 10.11 49 or 10.10 14.9 or something like that? Oh no, 162 102.67, wasn't it? Yeah, anyway, we can forget that one. Oh, I should probably get rid of the nmap. STVP. Should I run some scripts this time? I'm not going to run any scripts this time, unless I really need to. There we go, we're off. And obviously, we're going to try that. Hey, website. Okay, I was expecting like a massive curly handlebar mustache on there, I'll be honest. It would have suited him quite well. Like that one, kind of, but proper all the way out here. Get a bit of a Poirot going, you know. About... Okay, that's just filler text, gallery. Is Tom Selleck not on here? He should be. Why I grew a mustache, because I couldn't bother to shave. Speaking of which, the Mustache Brothers, that's the Mario Brothers, surely. And we have a fill this out and see what happens thing as well. Okay, that's just gone into here. I wonder if there's any SQL injection on this. Let's start with that. SQL map, URL this, and just see what happens. I think what I need to do actually is, whoa, die, not me, this, kill, die, there we go. What I need to do is give this a level 2 and a risk 2. We'll give it 10 threads, and we're going to throw a batch in there as well, and we can just now leave this running. Generally, you don't check for a SQL injection unless you know it's there by trying an apostrophe or something like that. But in my case, okay, the level is not found. Really? Why? I assure you it is. Do I need to maybe put these in here just to be sure of that it knows what the... Oh, we've got a Y in there. A random Y managed to sneak in. There we go. How's that? Yeah, we're good. Generally, you don't check for SQL injection unless you kind of know it's there. But, I mean, it could be blind. You never know, do you? So, as we've got things here in the URL, it's worthwhile trying. I wonder how this is doing. 97%. Okay, so let us robots dot text. Nothing there that's important. And let us go Buster while we are at it. That's done as well. There's another HTTP port open as well. We'll come back to that. So go Buster. Do you know what? Why don't I just use return reverse search? Guess not. For some reason that's not actually happening. Clear that. Go Buster. Earl. Word list tools word sec dis web dir low small. Right, we've got custom directory here as well. Right, let's leave this running. Let's first check out, let's first update notes. Okay, let's first update notes. We have this. Web on 80 shows generic. It's not really generic. Okay, it shows mustache. Is that how you spell it? Yeah, in Britain it is anyway. Websites, contact form, but I'm not going to mention it if this doesn't actually come up with anything here. It doesn't seem to be inject. Well, okay, we'll clear that. So we're not going to mention the contact form. There's custom here. There's a higher port 8765. So let's check that out as well. No, that's wrong. There we go. Oh, that's already in there. Boo. How's that? Okay. Just while we're here. So I've got the idea in my head now. Okay, basic SQL injection, not the case. Admin. That's good. It's not good. Password. Okay, we may have to brute force this perhaps, but whatever. We'll come back to that. We will check for robots as well. And we will run a Go Buster if we need to, but we seem to have that web on 8765. I'll just keep it consistent. Shows an admin panel. Okay, admin login. Whatever. Right. So we're going to run GoBuster again with 8765 and see what it can find on this. Assets, etc. Okay, so we're just waiting on web brute forces. We've got auth here as well. Let's just take a quick look at that. Oh, there's custom on the other one, wasn't there? Auth forbidden. Okay, that's fine. Custom is very strange. Not much here though. Cross CSS files, cascade style sheets that is, and JS files. Mobile.js. Users.back. Right, okay. Well, let's download that. What's the name of our box again? Yeah. Okay. Fine. On 80, GoBuster shows custom directory, which is open. This leads us to users.back. I wonder what this could be, if it's just like a database table or a user, because it's like users table, right? Or it could be even just a spreadsheet or a list of users or something like that. Nothing here. Right, okay. Let's see what sort of file it is. Okay, it's an SQLite 3 database. Nice. So if I run SQLite 3, I've not got it installed. Do I have SQLite browser at all? Because that's just as good. I do. Open database. Sabretooth at Nethemba, boxes, Mustacchio, choose a database file. Oh, we'll just do that one. Users.back. Could always just rename it, but that seems to be okay. Tables, users, username, password, create table, indices, browse data. That's the structure. Admin, password. Brilliant. Okay. Okay. We open this with SQLite browser. See, let's take a screenshot before getting the data out. Easy enough, right? Easy enough. So we have admin / whatever this is. Kind of knew that would happen. Oh, I didn't even need to do that. I can just do it like that. If you Control Shift and then paste, it just does it in plain text. Shall we try cracking this beast? Let's do crack station. Sore nose. That mark on the walls really annoyed me as well. Still there. Still there. Use Buster add-on, see if that can bypass reCAPTCHA, which you can. Get Buster add-on, it's fantastic. SHA-1, Bulldog 19, okay. So far, so fine. What I'm glad is that it's not saying first do this, then do this, then do this, right? It's easy enough without it being stupid. So admin / Bulldog 19. This may be for the admin panel, right? I would assume so. Let's close this off as we don't need it. So let's get back here. Admin Bulldog 19. Save that. Lovely. Good. 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 Gives access to the admin panel on port 65. Nice. Did that do anything? Oh, it did now. Comment preview, name, author, comments. What? I literally put in hi. Did you not see me? Hello. Okay, not sure. View page source. Aha. Okay, let's get a copy of this. And before I paste it in, let me look for something else which could be useful. Not particularly. Okay, source here shows. Ugh, we don't like that, but that's okay, we can read it. Looks like a user called Barry has an SSH key. The question is, how do we grab this? Oh man. There we go. Auth don't forget dot back. Let's get this, shall we? Okay, we've got another backup file. We have another backup file at. Okay, same thing as before. File, don't forget dot back. It's an XML document. Okay. Okay, so we're going to move don't forget dot back to don't forget dot XML. Then we can open it up and just take a look to see what this contains. Well, I can just cat it actually. XML version 1 encoding comment Joe Hamd Barry Clad. This paragraph is a waste of time and space. If you had not read this, I'd not typed this. You and I could do something more productive than reading this mindlessly and carelessly as if you do not have anything else to do in life. Life is so precious because it is short, and you are being so careless that you do not realize it until now, since this void paragraph mentions you are doing something so mindless, so stupid, so careless that you realize you are not using your time wisely. You could have been playing with your dog, eating your cat. But no, you want to read this barren paragraph and expect something marvelous and terrific at the end, but since you still don't realize you're wasting your precious time, you'll continue to read this null paragraph. If you had not noticed, you've wasted an estimated time of 20 seconds. Wow. What a troll. However, this has just shown me exactly what to do. There is something called external XML entity injection or something similar to that, which I know how to do fairly well. I just don't know what it's called. So if this accepts, because it puts in the name and the author and the com, right? And if I do something here, it does the name and the author and the comment, right? So if I take this and paste it into here, now it's filled out with the name and the author and the comment. Great. Okay. As we can use these tags on the admin panel comment form and the fields become populated, we can try is it XXE or XEE injection? I can never remember the name of it, but I know how to do it. Anyway, we're going to look up some payloads. It could be XXE. It could be XEE. I think it's XEE actually. Oh, it is XXE. Fair enough. And I'll tell you why this confuses me, this XXE. It's because it's XML external entity XEE, but it's XXE because the X is from external rather than using an E. It's just ridiculous, right? You can see why I'm confused here. XXE, XEE. So let's get some payloads. We'll just take the one from GitHub. GitHub's generally quite decent. Basic patterns, out of bound, and so on and so forth. Let's do some basic XXE. Can you just give me a list of them? No, I don't want to do that. That's just ridiculous. I'm not looking for a workshop. I'm literally looking for a list. Let's try OWASP. You can't really go wrong with OWASP. Unless it's a PDF file. Oh, come on. It's not that difficult. Surely not. So if this thing doesn't exist, I'm going to create it because it really should. Right, here we go. We've got some examples. So we have XML version. That's an XML example, but instead of having this, this, and this, we've got you know, comment name, comment, and in there is name, author, and com, whereas this has user info, and in there it has first name and last name. So what we're going to do is, let's see if we can file disclosure. Let's try this. It's the one I generally start with. We're going to grab this, and then we're going to, hang on, then we're just going to replace this to what we need. So if we do etc password as an example, because we know we've got access to that file, everybody's got access to that file, and we're going to replace user info with comment, and we're going to replace name with first name with name, now you see this ampersand ENT. This ENT here is where this is going to be stored, and that's where it's going to be output. So I think I'm going to make that the comment because that's the biggest field. Com. Com. And then the only thing that we're actually missing is author. We'll try that, and we'll see if the contents of this etc password file is output to the page. Let's take a look. Paste that in, submit. And as you can see, that is exactly what we have. And there's Barry down here, and there's also Joe as well. So this works really well. We're able to read files on the system. Okay, let us just put that in here. Now, the idea was, it said originally to read etc shadow, but that's owned by root. The question is, can this read files which are owned by root? And unless the web server is running as root, which is very unlikely, I'd say no. So let's take a look. Why can't I scroll back up? Hang on, let's go back here. There we go. So let's try changing that to etc shadow. And as you can see, it's not been able to get it, whereas if I do etc password, it's been able to grab it. Now we've been given the hint that Barry, you can SSH in using your key. Let's grab Barry's SSH key, or at least attempt to. Now, if you don't know where SSH keys are stored, you can check on your own system. It's generally in home, and then the username, sabretooth in my case, and then .ssh, and it has different keys and things which are used for different things. So we can, file is going to be home, Barry, yeah, .ssh, and generally the key that we normally get is ID RSA. It may not be, but that is the most common, what I find, and that's the one I use a lot as well. So we're going to add this to the system, and you can see here that we have Barry's private key. So hopefully now we can literally just get straight into the system using SSH, as long as there's no password on this RSA key. Let's just grab the key itself. Begin RSA key. Make sure it starts there and make sure it ends there. We're going to nano Barry ID RSA. I'm going to put that in. That looks fine. We're going to set the mode as 600 because that's what's needed for an RSA key. We're going to SSH with this key. Barry at, just reading from the URL, 10.10.219.242. Continue. It is password protected. I'm hearing my beeping. Oh, that seems okay. Right, copy that. So, it is password protected. I knew I could hear beeping. Here it all comes. Okay, that's fine. It's just my piano student who I've got in about 2.5 hours. So, right, let me turn the sound off the phone. That's going to get really annoying. Otherwise, mute, help, where are we? Do not disturb. Perfect. Right, excuse me. So, we've done this before. We've cracked an RSA key. Let's just find out what we did last time. So if we do SSH to John, we'll see exactly how we did it last time. We've done it in Overpass and recently in 10.10 as well. Yeah. Okay, so I may as well just copy this from last time and just put it in. Hang on. Put it in here. In fact, we're going to throw that into hash.txt. This is the best thing about having done things before. You just need to stop thinking and just start copying. Mustacchio. Okay, so we're going to crack this here. What I do need to do is nano ID, nano hash.txt, and we can get rid of this at the beginning. And then I can pretty much use exactly the same as I did in, what was it? 10.10. There we go. I did there, which is hashcat, hash.txt, rockq, pot file disable. See, I can use exactly the same code here. You know, not code, command. Lovely. So we're going to do that. We're going to paste that here. And then we just wait and wait and wait. Oh, it's cracked. We don't have to wait that long, do we? Bam. Uriel James. What a strange password. But that's fine. Copy that. So Barry small / your real James or SSH key. So far, easy. So far, quite fun actually as well. So let's go back to this. James. I don't need to say who am I. We know we're Barry. Can we cat the flag? There isn't a flag. There's user.txt. Cat user.txt. There we go. First flag. Yes. Good. We have our first flag. Ta-da! Is it just the 2 flags we are after? Don't want to read too much about this if it's a What is the user flag? What is the root flag? Perfect. Let's get the hint on the user flag. Check the source of the page. Yeah, I did that. That's fine. I'm not going to look for the hint on the root flag though. You know what's coming, right? You know exactly what is coming. We are doing limpies. Whoops, didn't mean to close that. That's okay. CD, progress scripts, sudo python 3 http dot server http would help on port 80, and then we are literally just going to grab wget http 10 11 13 no yeah 13445 limpies dot peas dot sh. Huh. Uh-oh. Okay, that doesn't work. Is nano on the system? It is. So, I mean, I could like use something like SCP to move it, to bring it across, perhaps, because that works via SSH. I could use something like SCP, but I could also just do this a really, really dodgy way. Something like cat limpies. And then grab the whole thing, which could take forever, to be honest. Do you know what's easier? Do you know what's much easier? Clear that. Much quicker is if I go into here and go into here. Copy that. Then hopefully I can nano limpies.sh. No, that's the wrong one. Go away. Not there. Here. Nano limpies.sh. Paste that in theory. Oh no, I don't want to paste in. Oh, this is now frozen. Maybe I just need to wait and be patient. Nah, this is awful. It's not actually doing anything. That's actually just... I shouldn't have pasted that much data. Okay, we're going to kill this tab. That's not working. So what we need to do is once again SSH. Yeah, that's not going to work. Close you off. There we go. SSH Barry at, I know, I'm not forgetting, 219.242. I need to put in the ID RSA and then Uriel James, right? Oh my god, have I totally killed it? I think I've totally killed that. Oh, that's why. 219. Idiot. Right. Always double check. Okay, we're back where we were. Yeah, we'll remove limpies because, yeah. Shall we do with this with SCP? Where's my RTFM? Let's take a look. Let's just open this to the right page. Get out of the way. Okay. So SCP. That's not the right page. It is the right page. Okay, so we're going to run SCP I and then ID. No, not here. SCP Then we run that with ID RSA. Limpies.sh. Reverse scripts. Limpies.sh. And then we just do Barry at 10.10.219 242. So what this is doing, it's SCP, it's using the RSA key, it's grabbing this file and it's sending it to Barry, and what we need to do here is show exactly where we want it placed. So we're going to put it in home/Barry, like that, I think. So now it's asking for the password. That's it transferred across, which means when we go back here, we have limpies. We can change the mode of this and then run. Brilliant. Okay, we got there. Nice. So that's the first time we've had to use SCP. It's very, very simple to use. I did have to look up the syntax, but I actually use this a lot because I record these videos on a laptop upstairs, and my main laptop where I do the editing is downstairs. So rather than keep moving files around, I use SCP to SSH into this laptop and grab the files. So I should be used to this, but really, I don't type the command out every time. It's in my history and I just keep going back to it. Okay, as we cannot make outbound connections, we use SCP to move limpies to the system. And that's it. I think that's it. We just now have to wait for the output of this. Seems to be kind of stuck there. Well, anyway, let's take a look, see what it's got so far. Red yellow is 95% privilege escalation vector. Slightly vulnerable kernel here, so there should be a few exploits ready to go. Dirty cow, for example. Dirty cow 2, we've used these things before, so we could do that again, but let's see if we can find a more elegant way of doing this rather than relying on these. Not sure what it's asking for here, or whether it's just sort of frozen or paused or whatever. It might just be a case of waiting. So what I'm going to do is stop the video and I will come back. Hang on a minute. That is in the right place. I just saw 1010 there. It confused me. I'm just going to pause this and I will come back when this progresses. If it doesn't progress in, say, 5 minutes, then obviously this isn't working. I'll start looking around manually. Technically, I could start looking around manually anyway. What? Yeah, why don't I just do that? Why don't I just do that? Because all I really need to do is change that, and change that to SSH, make another connection. So I can start looking around manually whilst this is doing this. Oh, it has progressed. It is doing something. That's fine. Let's take a look around. Let's see who else is in home. We've got Joe. Live log. Can I reach that? Cats live log. Okay. Fine. I will take a copy of that because this looks like an interesting file. I'll put that in here. What I want to do really is, because this is obviously a binary program, if I do file live log, it will show that it's a executable Linux file, 64-bit. If I get all the strings out of that file, the readable bits, excuse me, readable bits, we can see what actually happens here. Well, we can't, but we can see if there's any passwords or something in this file. Did I notice as well? I'm not sure what I'm thinking of. We've got some strings in here, but I can't see anything like password or anything like that. We've got like the web server access log here. I don't know, man. Let's take a look. That's still going. LSL. Oh, this has the sticky bit. This is a SUID, SUID file. And generally I would look up these sorts of files on GTFO bins like I've done before, but this looks like a custom file. It's owned by root, but it means I can run it. I can run it with SUID, right? I see. So these are the last requests that I made. So if I make another request on the website, like that. Oh no, that's 8765. Okay, so let's go here. Let's just go here. And there it is. Okay, and then I can terminate it and so on. Right, fine. Of course, it's accessing the server access logs. I saw that in the strings. Got it. Okay, so now, right, there's a lot to take in here. There's a lot to take in here. Right, this file, when run. No, I need to go even earlier than that. I need to go even earlier than that. This file, no, I'll do it. When run takes the latest lines from the server access log and prints them to console or terminal, right? That's what it does. There's the proof. It is owned by root, but we can run it as root due to SUID rights, hence the S in the following hence the S in this following line here. So we can execute it anyway, but we can execute it as root due to this SUID thing here. If we can replace this code and run it as SUID, then great. The problem is we can't. We've got read and execute. We have not got write status here. I've got a feeling that Limpy's is going to show eventually that there's a strange SUID thing here. So I've got to now figure out how to manipulate this so that I can run it as root. Let's have a look at the strings. Okay, I see it. It runs varlog, right, it runs this. Okay, it runs tail F, whatever, right? This is what it does. Permissions denied, right? Because you have to be root to read this file. So we know it runs as root. We know that we can run it as root. It runs tail, which is in user bin tail. Okay. Just bear with me on this. I'll explain it in a second. The application, as we can see from strings, uses tail to read the access log. And that's where it exists, user bin tail. Now, there's a thing regarding paths. If we echo our path variable, you'll see that if we just put the word tail, it first searches in user local sbin to see if tail exists, which it doesn't. It then looks in user local bin to see if it exists in there, which it doesn't. It then looks in user sbin in this order. It then looks in user bin, and here it finds it. So it goes through these in order. Does this make sense? And this is why you don't have to put in /user /bin /tail to run that. You can literally just put tail and it goes through this, finds it, and there you go. This makes sense? Okay. As it just shows tail rather than the full path, which is user bin tail, it relies on it loops through our path variable. It loops through our path variable value, trying each location in order. This is the important part, to find the tail binary, right? So we can manipulate this path variable, I think. So what you need to do is export. It's in RTFM. I probably don't need RTFM actually. Export, no, it's just export path. I've done this many times. So we're exporting the path variable, and we're going to put home Barry. So this is going to be our path. Now, our new path variable is just home Barry, but we still want it to have all these. You understand? So we're going to take this path variable, the existing one, and now our path is home Barry first, followed by all of this. And if we now echo path, you'll see that this comes first, and then it searches there, and then it searches for. Do you see what's happening? If we create our own tail binary here, it will find this one first before it finds the actual one over here, wherever it is here. Okay. We can manipulate our path variable to search in a so that the application will search in home Barry or tail before searching anywhere else. So now, if we create our own tail binary, we should be able to, it will then be run by roots, right? So what if we do nano tail? Hang on, we need to get into home Barry. Sorry. Way too much talking. Right, we're in Homebury, because we know we've got write access there. If we do nano tail, and then we put in the shebang here, so it's running bin bash, followed by who am I. Will that actually just run as is? We'll chmod it, make it writable. So now if we go into Joe live log, you'll see it says roots. It's running our binary as roots. Okay, we're getting there. We can make it do anything now as roots. We create Homebury tail, which contains that. We then run live log to see that, as expected, this file path manipulation here runs as roots. Now at this point I would use it to send a reverse shell or something like that, but we know that we've not got any outbound connections, so I kind of wonder, you know, whether it's as simple as just changing it to start a new bin bash shell. Let me just make a copy of that. It is absolutely that easy. We could have used it to echo in a user into etc password. We've done that many times. We could have used it to give us sudo rights in etc shadow. We could have done this in so many ways. We edit tail again and run live log, and that is it. I mean, that's before Limpy's even finished. What's Limpy's? But it's not even. Limpy's is just taking forever due to this enumeration and that. So before Limpy's got there, we got there. Did it without Limpy's, basically. Okay, cat roots. How's that? We done? We're done. Nice machine. Definitely not difficult. But if you've not done this whole manipulation before on the... How dark is this? Do I need a light on? I'm looking a little bit dark. One sec. I'm nearly finished. Probably shouldn't bother. It won't make any difference. So what I was about to say, if you've not done the whole manipulation thing before on the path, then this could be difficult for you. But because I've done this many a time, actually I think it's fine. So I agree, easy box. Let's put that in there. We will check the hint as well. Suid, yeah, we know. Good stuff. And all we need is this one, which I should have bolded if I was sensible. Yeah, there we go. It said a 45-minute box, and I have taken, with all my explanations, 53 minutes, so that's fine. Happy enough with that. Thank you so much for joining. There's nothing to say about this one, but it has gone on to prove really that easy boxes, you know, don't have to be lame boxes. So very fun. I enjoyed this one a lot. Much better than Exposed. What a great box. So thank you for joining, guys, and I'll see you for Hack the Box Friday. Feel free to like, subscribe, share the video around, share the playlist around, etc. And visit Nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. Sorry, I had a little bit of a brain fog there. That mark on the wall is still annoying me. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.